Good morning. This morning I would like to share with you about my father's medical background. In fact, my father had high blood pressure and diabetes in his mid-40s. So when he was about 76, that was in the year 2001, he started to have complications of the blood vessels related problem. So in fact, he had a stroke in the year 2001, and his problem was quite severe because most of his minute blood vessels on his brain became brittle. And when he had a stroke, he was admitted to the hospital. The doctor said that he had ruptured of minute blood vessels. So there was a blood clot there, and the doctor did the operation and removed the blood clot. But 3 days later, he had another rupture in a different place. So within a month, he had 4 ruptures. So finally, the doctor said there was no hope for him because his blood vessels were so brittle and it can rupture anywhere. I was very upset. So I prayed very hard to God, and God sent a messenger. And that person was my upline, Mr. Cheng. He came to me telling me that he had the same problem, which means he was a diabetic patient, and he had also a lot of blood vessels related problem, and ended up with complications like his poor visions, and he also had high blood pressure, had poor kidney function, and also he had a bit of gangrene on his foot. So in fact, to convince me to believe in him that he has been taking DSN-RGGL and he got well, he brought his medical report and I looked into it. Yes, it was true. He was on a lot of medications for his high blood pressure and diabetes, and 2 years later I could see that he did not have to depend on medications. So I believe in him, and I started to put my father on the DSN-RGGL. 3 months later, I was very happy because my father, he really recovered from his stroke. And from then on, he has been taking about 5 algae and GL and some spirulina for a couple of years, and he was completely healthy. But in the year 2006, suddenly he complained that he couldn't urinate, and when I took him to the hospital and doctor took his PSA, we were so surprised that his PSA was 1,500, which was too high for him. And the doctor confirmed that it was prostate cancer. Of course, he was sent to for a bone scan. I mean, it was sad to hear that he had bone metastasis everywhere in his spine, ribs, his elbow, and his knees. And of course, the doctor said at this moment there's nothing much they could do. They just remove his prostate, and because of his age, he wasn't fit for chemotherapy. And there again, I was very sad. But after I calmed myself and I found that I could use DSN products to help my father. So I put my father on high dose of RGGL, which is mycovita, and on top of that I top up with the mycelium powder. At the same time, I gave him high dose of spirulina, cordyceps, Morinzi, and DSN codipine. Within 2 months, his PSA dropped from 1,005 to 34, which was very good result, and it shocked most of the doctors. And again, 4.5 months later, his PSA dropped to 16. And within 2 years, his PSA dropped to normal range, which is about 4. And of course, I am very thankful to DXN for giving us this range of products. And today, my father is a healthy man. But a lot of people ask me this question. Jane, your father has been taking RGGL, which a lot of people claim that RGGL can prevent cancer. But why your father still have cancer? I told them, cancer is a degenerative disease. It would take about 10 years, 15 years, or even 20 years to develop. So he may not have any symptoms. So at the time of stroke, he may have cancer, we did not know. But because he was taking DSN-RG and GL, and I believe that gave him some protection, which is they will confine the cancer to a certain area and protect most of his organs. And from his MRI result, we were very happy because none of the organs, including the liver, was affected. And because the cancer was in the bones, like the spine and the elbows and the ribs, so it made my treatment very simple because he could take mega dosage of RG. He did not have any reflex reactions. So with the treatment, he was quite comfortable. So throughout his treatment, he was quite comfortable, and that's why he could consume the dosage for 2 years. Thank you very much.